Welcome to the acclaimed podcast, The Deep Dive, featuring your esteemed hosts, Andy Monitor and Drew Dinzik, powered by BetSperts.
Welcome to The Deep Dive, where we will recap Week 7 in the NFL. Very entertaining week of football.
It kind of was. There were some fun games
Even
today.
though, hey, Andy, the best team in the NFC, did not play today. Did not matter. Games were still kind of good. It was a weird, wild one.
It's giving Minnesota a little more credit.
Incomplete pass in LA. I think it was incomplete. Mike Williams got hurt or dropped the ball at the end. Very tough to say. This is going to matter only for those of us who bet the under. I think Seattle covering is in the books. Declined. Result of the play. First down Seattle, I believe. I think Mike Williams might have gotten really fucking hurt though. So that kind of sucks for long-term entertainment factor of the NFL. Whoa. Was the penalty roughing it? No.
Should we let's do something where a little more evergreen than live broadcast?
I'm sorry.
I'm right there with you. Like, let's get into these games.
Let's start with the morning games. Unless you have any thoughts on Thursday Night Football, where the Arizona Cardinals are a fucking truck, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, I was a little worried about getting the offense all put together after having to bring in two separate receivers that one had never played for you, one hadn't played for quite a while. But yeah, that was an over. Like, apparently, what did we take in that one? I think we took Saints second half. Yeah, but I think halftime. I had Saints second half at like
half, and that was also good. That was also a winner.
The Cardinals scored 14 in the second half. Still didn't get that done. That was lots and lots of scoring. Andy Dalton was kind of good when he wasn't throwing pick sixes. Like, the one was off the receiver's face. The other one was a bad throw. Like, he wasn't horrible. Kyler Murray was good. Benjamin had sneaky, like, oh, this guy's, I don't know, like, people know who Eno Benjamin is. I don't feel like if you're not paying attention.
That guy has some serious fucking juice.
Yeah, he only had 12 carries. I thought he had more than that.
Yeah, but every time he got the ball, it felt like this guy's going to the house. He had juice. All right. Let's go through the Sunday card, and let's start in rotational order with the Lions and the Cowboys, a market that was push-pull if I ever did see one. We talked about this on our podcast.
We dodged a bullet here.
We dodged a bullet. We're like, let's wait for the Dak news. Let's wait for this to move to 7.5, and then we'll take some Lions. It moved the other way, even in the light of getting Dak news. And ultimately, this was a Detroit win and cover that was not all that undeserved, even though it was 10-6 in the fourth quarter, yeah?
Deserved so hard with these box scores. Every week there's weird box scores, but yeah, we did say we
Seattle
were weird.
Touchdown. There goes the over.
We were the under.
Kenneth Walker hit the over, but Seattle is going to win. That's good.
All right, so yeah, the box score, like, if you look, Detroit did have 300 yards. They weren't great on third down, but it always felt like as soon as he got the bad injury news, like, Chark went to the IR. It's full on IR, and the fact that we got no Swift. I saw some smart people grab some Jamal Williams overs. His rushing total is in the 50s, so congrats to them. But yeah, I'm glad we stayed away from this. And yeah, the Cowboys are a quiet 5-2. The NFC East is stacked, and yeah, they just. I was hoping, like, Zeke was kind of dinged up. I was kind of hoping we'd see more Pollard. I guess he got 12 carries, but if the offense is going to hum like this, and we saw this too, a couple of people mentioned this with Dalton. Is his name Dalton Schultz? Yeah, Dalton Schultz. There's too many Daltons getting in my head, but Dak targets him quite a bit more than what we saw with Cooper Rush. Like if he gets involved like that again and his knee isn't wrecked, I was a little worried on that one play where he got twisted up funny.
It looked bad.
It's going to be a decent offense, although like the fact that Dallas didn't get it going until the second half was a little worrisome. This is a home game against a bad defense.
The fourth quarter.
I guess I'm really, I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt, like our guy Jet Blues mentioning. They turned it all over in the red zone, and really, like, it is bringing Dak back after 5 weeks to a slow start. Maybe that wasn't to be unexpected. Maybe the move was Detroit first.
I need to dig in a little bit more into the Dak statistical performance there, but it didn't feel great.
They didn't ask him. He only threw 25 times, and the game was very much a close game in the balance, like until the fourth quarter. It's not like they were playing with a lead for big chunks of the game. I think they felt like they were, the better team and probably deserved.
Yeah, but there was a lot, like the first half of a game, you're going to get a much truer picture of strength of the team, strength of the quarterback, because it's a neutral game script.
And that's where I'm at. That's what I'm saying. I hated how bad that first half was. But I'm willing to give them benefit of the doubt because it was bringing Dak back for the first time off injuries. It's not the same. The same kind of evaluation.
I won't argue with you. I still though
I'm still sketched out by the Dallas team.
I'm not running to bet Dallas. No, not really. Even at 5-2. Good job, guys. You're in third place in your division.
Yeah, you're in third place in your division anyway.
But you're clearly the second best team. We'll get there in a second though. That second is now as the Giants beat the Jaguars 23-17. A lot of oxygen was spent this week talking about why the Jacksonville Jaguars at 2-4 should be 3-point favorites to the Giants at home. They got bet into the close. This closed -3, -125, and up 17-13. You thought this is happening. Jags finally getting a win. They're probably going to cover this 3. They felt like the better team for the first 3 quarters, but then the Giants did their thing. Giants must be the best point differential in the fourth quarter of any team in the NFL. Has to be. They have to be. They did it to the Ravens last week. They did it to the Jaguars this week. They just put their head down and they score points. And their defense plays just awesome. They make plays. They get up. They're thumping their chest. Like, this team is playing with juice. I don't know how sustainable this is, but you can't deny the fact that it's happening. And congratulations to any kind of New York Giants fan out there. You're cheering for a good team. I don't know when the music stops and the Giants turn into pumpkins. But it feels like it may come at some point this season. And or Andy's 5% Daniel Jones is Josh Allen sarcasm meter goes to 10%, to 15%, to 20%. Did you move it from 5 to 10 today after he ran for 100 yards? No, he ran for over 100.
I guess, it was a good game for him, especially like you said late. They outscored him 10-0 in the fourth quarter. This team has this weird vibe around it that it's like almost like it's the, let's say from a couple years ago when they were just so heads and tails above the rest of the league, but like the 2020, somewhere in there, the Chiefs of that year, where the Chiefs would just be like, oh, we're behind. Oh, well, let's just go score. Like, they just ooze confidence in the second half. It doesn't matter what the scores are.
This Giants team is crazy. Another game with 0 turnovers. Congratulations. They were 1 of 5 in the red zone. Didn't matter. They still won 23-17. Daniel Jones only sacked once. He was elusive as always. I guess comeback player of the year oftentimes is awarding a player who's coming back from sucking. Does Saquon Barkley, I know his name is Saquon. Does Sack Barkley have to be looking over his shoulder at Daniel Jones, who has come back from sucking?
I don't know. They're not going to give it to him.
They're not giving it to Daniel Jones. Okay. All right. I mean, I
just
don't know what's making
it
Daniel
doesn't
Jones
fit the narrative at all. Like it doesn't. It's more of an injury thing. Like if Saquon doesn't get it, it'll be because the running back in Washington does.
Jaguars continue to be a fucking mess. The one team that continues to stick their finger in my eye of all my futures bets, like they are not interested in winning the AFC South. Not going to happen.
That's a good call too. Geno's right up there. My cheesesteak slinging quarterback out there.
Man, Geno wins the division. We're calling it a pod. Okay. Let's keep moving down the card. Colts-Titans happened. Titans win and cover. Titans have now 4 wins on the season, Andy.
Yeah. This is a very tough division to sort out. I said maybe Matt Ryan doesn't throw the ball this much again. Matt Ryan still threw the ball 44 times. He was out there. He got sacked 3 times. Didn't have the greatest day. A couple of picks, a couple of turn. I mean, the real story of the game probably is the 3-1 turnover differential. Otherwise, this game kind of flew by. Like this one, I felt like this one was finished in a hurry.
Yeah.
But neither team was great on third down. Neither team was great. Neither team got to 300 total yards.
Didn't matter
on their 10 drives. The Tennessee Titans just a little more efficient. Actually, you know what? The red zone, the Tennessee Titans were 0-2 in the red zone. Still didn't matter. 3-1 turnover differential like that, and having the defensive score. That's a tough way to win games if you turn the ball over that much and let the defense score on you. So,
my number one takeaway from this game: the Colts are as trash as we could have thought. The Titans win in spite of that because the Titans are well coached or they're playing harder. Jeffrey Simmons.
I would say the
early.
Titans pass rush was
Jeffrey Simmons especially. He was freaking just so destructive, especially early on. I think he went out with an injury. Got to follow his availability for next week, but that guy is an absolute game wrecker. Ryan Tannehill got hurt, but ultimately came back. Still is not lighting the world on fire in the passing game. This passing offense is atrocious for Tennessee. They ran enough times to get Derrick Henry some statistics here, but it was not pretty. The Colts are just the Colts, the Titans, the Jags, the Texans. These are bad fucking teams, and they just all happen to be in the same division. I don't know how else to slice it.
Sometimes that just happens.
Yeah, Titans look like they're going to win the division, though. They're 4-2. I don't know if anyone else is getting to 5 wins. Falcons-Bengals. Yes. What a game.
Good call. Yeah, like let's pat ourselves on the back a little here. It never got to the 7 really, but either way, grabbed a good number. Never was in doubt until the second half of the second quarter when Cincinnati kind of took the foot off the gas with the defense there. And all of a sudden, Atlanta wasn't down by 3 scores anymore. That felt a little dicey. This was one of the team totals I played. The other one was, I think I have a Chargers over. Does not look like that's getting there, despite 14 first half.
Bengals
points.
secret pop play. Can we toast the chat?
Yeah.
Bengals secret pop play.
I think it was 27 was this team total. So
can you remind me how many points they had at halftime?
I believe they had 28 at halftime.
Oh, okay. So they got that by half.
Oh,
okay, good. I can't take full credit for this because AJ Terrell did get hurt in the first quarter. Although at the same time, if you're playing through injury, your likelihood of getting injured non-zero. So shouldn't really be surprised. This was a perfect handicap on a perfect game. I thought limited secondary for the Falcons. Meh. Pass rush for the Falcons.
Yeah.
The likelihood that Cincinnati was going to get out to a hot start, play from ahead, and be able to really just turn this into a game state that was in their favor was, this was expected. And at that point, they were the right side. They got bet up from 6 to 6.5. Someone was playing resistance on 7, though. Yeah. Somebody was playing defense. You saw that tickle.
Yeah, there was a goal. There was a goalie hanging out, taking any 7s, even some 6.5s. I feel like we're keeping it down, but no. That the handicap was there's no pass rush. The secondary's hurt. AJ Terrell is dinged up, and Joe Burrow should be able to have a big day because of all these things. Lo and behold, 481 yards, 3 touchdowns, and honestly was able to take the foot off in the second half. So good, kudos. Happy to anyone else who played that with us. That was the only thing I think we really fired on this show last week. Was like we both agreed, hey,
Bengals.
I thought I thought we were getting 7. I thought it was going to go the other way because of the injuries, but still pretty happy we got it.
Yep, I thought so too. Bengals also big win for them in terms of winning the AFC North, in terms of getting a playoff spot. That was huge. We move into the other AFC North tilt, which was Browns-Ravens, and I gotta tell you, Andy, I'm gonna bring this up 100 fucking times this season, and I apologize to anyone who's sick of it. The ball did not bounce my way last year. It didn't. Like, I lost a lot of plays that were good bets by market, by true accuracy. It was like I had a lot of true accuracy losses.
You had a lot of in quotes losses.
Yeah, a lot of losses last year that were true accuracy wins. I played the under. I sold the under to 44.5 in this game off of 46. I had no business winning this bet. None. I cannot believe this landed 23-20. This is the second Ravens game that I've had very lucky result ending 23-20.
So yeah, that's the thing. Like the teams only got about 300 yards a pop. There, let me find it. 336 to 254, but a lot of those drives started at decent spots where they both had 4 red zone possessions. Like that's the part you can't just take a look at total yards and say, there shouldn't even have been 40 points in this one. But like legit, they both got to the red zone 4 times, only 2 of 4 each. And that's how you keep this one under 44, apparently.
You want to talk a little bit about living with your bets? I'm watching this one play by play. The Ravens are driving, and I'm like doing the math in my head, and I'm like, fuck. Like there's just too much time for them to drive the field, kill the clock, and not kick the field goal to take this to 46. I was like, I'm screwed. They like a very, very, very untimely fumble from them. I was like, oh my God, I'm alive.
So I don't think it was a terrible handicap. Like I wasn't super keen on getting in the way of some of this. I think we had a lot of injury, uncertainty on this one too, coming into the Wednesday show. But just looking at it's one of those things where it has to like hash out wrong for everything to even get close to this. Like the fumble to end the game, that really wasn't one of those. But a couple of these were like, hey, you fumbled it in a spot where they have a shorter field, or the interception, the fumble at the start of the second half for the Browns. Like, where did the Ravens take over there? At like the 30 across the field. Then you had the Duvernay punt return got our way up. So there were some short fields. Like
there was some short fields, but like realistically, this should have gone to 47. It was probably fair if I had to recap it. First half success, not a lot of points, a lot of field goals in this game. I mean, this was a huge momentum shift for the Ravens, because the Ravens were stuck in this rut of blowing fourth quarter leads, and it looked like it was going to happen again. Jacoby Brissett, they couldn't sack him. Like they were all over him from a pressure standpoint, couldn't get him on the ground, like especially at the end of that game. And it was like, oh my God, are the Browns really going to come back and take the lead here? Amari Cooper pushes off on the what would have been the go-ahead touchdown.
Yeah, that was so clear too. Like, he's in trouble.
Clear. Yeah, it was so clear. Yeah, every day he didn't even celebrate. He was like, "Oh, I got." They saw that. But like to go from that to not even making a field goal on that possession was huge from the under standpoint. Like, I don't know what else to say. Ravens,
all it was
not
missing
get a cover.
Was
they probably deserved it.
Zone.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Ravens, I don't know. I guess they got outgained, so maybe they didn't deserve the cover, but It sure felt like that was Ravens all the way.
That was so Raven.
Ravens, Bucks, Thursday. Oh my God, let's talk about the Bucks. What the fuck was that?
I was looking at that too, and I don't think it closed 10 everywhere last week, but it closed 10 some places, Drew. I'm trying to think, and I just didn't spend the time going to SQDL to look this up, but a team to be closing a double-digit favorite 2 weeks in a row and losing outright both weeks feels like that can't have happened very often.
I will find out while you tell me what you thought of the Panthers showing a little spunk, a little, oh, we're all up on the trade market. Oh, why don't we just come together and play as a team and perform well? Like the defense, especially, like this didn't really feel lopsided. I mean, the final score doesn't reflect what was going on in this game. This was a very, very narrow margin between two bad teams, right?
Yeah. Like them getting to 21 felt like an incredible result. They weren't good. Like they weren't good throughout the game, especially like on offense. PJ Walker with two touchdown passes, more than Tom Brady. Well, that's something, but it kind of came down to the running backs don't matter fantasy crowd argument, like, or just people who are interested in rebuilding or team and roster construction. Yes, Christian McCaffrey is an incredible talent, and they probably bent the front office of the Niners over to as many draft assets as they got from him because they're in a spot where they don't have time to rebuild around him and then give him another big contract. So, yeah, Foreman, Chuba Hubbard, like just getting those guys the ball. So I'm looking, it was 24 touches between the two of them, averaged over 7 yards a carry against this Tampa Bay defense. The Tampa Bay defense was very disappointing. They're tackling, they're hustled, like just getting to the ball. And then, like you said too, the Carolina defense really played up. And yeah, it was a really, really weird game from a standpoint of Tampa Bay just not being able to ever get anything done on offense. The first drive on downs and they get the field goal. It just felt like, they'll get back into this. I had bet this under. What's the worst thing for an under? Is
the dog scoring
21. I'm like, God, stop. Just kick field goals, guys.
Yeah,
what are we doing here?
So a couple thoughts. First of all, this is the fourth time that a team coming off of a loss as a double-digit favorite has lost a second consecutive week since 1989. The last time was 2009. The Steelers lost as 10-point favorites at the Browns following a loss week 13. They lost 13-14 back-to-back weeks as double-digit favorites. Before that, you got to go to 95. The Niners did it. Interestingly enough, the Niners' second
won
loss.
The Super Bowl that year.
The Niners' second loss, though, at the Panthers. How about that?
That had to be like their first year. They were second, maybe 94. Yes, I think
probably. This was week 10 of 1995. The 49ers were 15-point favorites to the Panthers. They lost 13-7. And then before that, it was the Bills in 92. Their second loss was to the Jets, 24-17. But this is all just fun trivia. The real fun is trying to figure out where does Tom Brady go from here. I don't like the grave dancing on Russell Wilson is kind of fun because he's pretty cringe. The grave dancing on Brady doesn't feel warranted at all because motherfucker has 7 Super Bowls. So it's like, I mean, this is much more sad than it is funny to like laugh about the end of this. And the fact that like if you are memeing Brady and chortling, you're on the same side as Antonio Brown doesn't feel great. He certainly seems very interested in being out there in the metasphere trolling Tom Brady, which is a weird vibe. But ultimately,
Ryan saying what I'm thinking, and
yeah, that's true.
I mean, but to be fair, yes, he's been so good for so long. Let's chill out.
He's been so good for so long. He's won. Everyone who has made it this far betting sports has won money on Tom Brady in life.
Yeah. And then 19% of the remaining 370 or so contestants in the circa Survivor had the Bucs.
Holy
They were
shit.
second most common pick. So, and there was a spot too where the Texans were winning. And it's like, oh my god, half the field's going to go out again. So we will see. We will see how this goes. And I don't know how to treat Brady going forward. Is he just not having it? Does he not have it? Carolina played like 2 weeks in a row. Did
you feel like that was Brady not having it, or just
no?
Like that,
it felt like 2 weeks in a row.
Line sucks. He's not on the same page as the skill position play. I mean, that's what happens when you take off of all of preseason to get plastic surgery, and your skill position players are all coming off of injury. Like, you're going to be out of sync.
Yeah. No, I think the offensive line is a big problem. The fact that they're just horrible running the ball right now is a problem. And people aren't on the same page. I think they can get this thing turned around, but now now you got to fight just to win the goddamn division, people.
I mean, I'm bent out of shape because I bet some Tampa Bay futures, and now the price is going to be substantially fucking better. Yeah. And so I'm like, fuck these guys. But at the same time, like, I mean, it's going to get right. They're going to get right. But Todd Bowles isn't saying anything that makes you super excited about them being ready for a playoff game. And Brady looks like he wants to be anywhere else.
Yeah. Oh,
what a question. Andy, do you have an opinion on this?
What's that?
Is the utopia of Star Trek possible without food replicators or weather control?
Food replicators are badass, especially considering
no.
Did you follow
I don't think so. I mean, famine. We have basically conquered famine on this earth. What do you think, Andy?
I would have liked one last night. I don't know if you saw my tweets. The food I made last night. I made too many dishes. I mean, I miss having my wife to do the dishes and my daughter to unload the dishwasher. So I'm starting to miss the family for all the wrong reasons. But yeah, I'm just eating at the bar tonight. Any plays on tonight's game real quick? Should we touch on this? I teased
NBA or NFL?
NFL. Let's stick to NFL. We're on a short time frame here. We already rambled, but actually, you know what? There's a few teams on bye. Fuck them. But I played
Kings.
I played Miami. I played Miami in a teaser with New England tomorrow. Like, just that's my only teaser for the week, really. Almost teased the Saints, which was a roller coaster ride, but no, that just nothing too big. I think Noops had some. Oh, I thought we had him.
He's celebrating Phillies, I guess.
I'm pretty sure he puts them up. I just took it down on the scroll. When we use the scrolling banner, it makes my video glitchy. I hate the scrolling banner so much. And then, we did.
Noops bet Freiermuth, Sherfield, Dolphins, DST, Pickett, Tua, and Steelers DST. So he's bet both quarterbacks, both defenses, Trent Sherfield, and Pat Freiermuth. I think those must be tight ends. Although I don't know, it's Sherfield. Sherfield's, I think, wide receiver 4. Yeah, I'll put it in the comments there. Those are Noops's touchdown plays if you're interested.
All right, we'll put them up on the screen here. Just keep. And then, real quick, somebody brought up something. Somebody keeps bringing up the Denver game. I did play a little under.
We're not there yet.
I played less than I wanted to. Somebody brought it up. Yes, I did bet, but I bet under 37 more.
Put it under your very sexy hat. Although your Timberwolves really let me down on Wednesday. I mean, it's on Friday. That Friday Timberwolves loss hurt me in my heart. All right, let's keep moving. Let's keep crushing. There were more games today. I'm sure I'm missing them. Oh, Packers Commies was the last of the 1:00ers. This game was hysterical for a lot of reasons.
Yeah. Heineke was kind of frisky, buddy.
Heineke was kind of frisky. He also probably should have had 2 defensive touchdowns against him. One was a defensive touchdown. The other was called back with a really questionable penalty.
I feel like that's 2 weeks in a row the Packers have had a pick 6 called back on a penalty.
Yeah, the Packers defense is opportunistic in scoring, but also sucks against the run and can get pushed around. And I guess the standout here was Terry McLaurin of the Commies. McLaurin to Scary Terry was freaking awesome. Freaking awesome. That guy made play after play after play. He was very, very good. The fact that he has a little chemistry with McLaurin, I mean, with Heineke, just stick with Heineke. Put, kill the Wentz experiment.
Yeah, he put a couple good balls deep, like the one to the corner there. That was fine. Like he had some nice throws. I know we had a couple of questionable throws. I think that's what you get with Heineke. You get high variance ball and home game against a team like the Packers that you can probably keep with. I'm surprised they won, but
this is what we got to get
close. Wasn't
the Packers were miserable offensively, even in the touchdown drive that took this game over. Thank you. The Packers offense was awful. I think they got 3 first downs by penalty. 2 of them were on third downs that were not completed. Rodgers is playing exceptionally poorly. This is your reigning MVP. He looks awful. Is he an ayahuasca casualty, as JetBlue Amigo asks or says, or is this just a matter of there is such a weak supporting cast around him that he's not really engaged? He's not really trying. He's just sort of like, we're not winning this year. I'm just going to go through the motions and cash my checks.
I don't know. Yeah, he doesn't seem to be like Brady's on the sideline screaming at people and throwing stuff. He just looks sad. Like he just looks like the one like, what are we doing, guys? What's going on here? Like he doesn't seem like fired up. He doesn't seem like a leader right now. So yeah, until further notice, the Minnesota Vikings are on a collision course with somebody. Somebody is going to have a hilarious time when it comes to playing a wild card game in Minnesota.
Good day for Minnesota with everybody else who played in the NFC North losing. Bad day for the Eagles. The entire rest of the NFC East won. Yeah. Giants won. Commies won. Cowboys won. Not what you want to happen on your bye week when a couple of those teams are breathing down your neck. Jets-Broncos. A lot of action came in on the Jets. It was rewarded. A lot of action came in on the under. That was never really in doubt. This was a one-sided contest based on a credit to our friend, Bill Brinson. Brees Lightning scores the go-ahead touchdown. And that was that. Game over. Breece Hall, Offensive Rookie of the Year in waiting. I mean, they're probably chiseling the.
Did you not catch the second half of that game, Drew?
Did he not play?
I'm pretty sure he tore his ACL.
Oh,
so yeah, he was. I mean, until that moment where he hurt his knee, he was very much the Rookie of the Year. But no, he. I don't know that he tore his ACL for sure. I'm not sure if anyone had confirmation. I like you stopped watching the Jets game for sure.
Why would you put yourself through that if you didn't have to? Okay, wait a second. So Breece Hall is definitely done.
Salah says ACL now, I guess.
Oh fuck. Okay.
It looked pretty rough. Like him and JC Jackson.
If you bet Breece, if you bet Breece Hall, and you're tilted by the last 5 minutes of this podcast, that was not a troll at you. I literally had no fucking clue. That sucks. That guy was doing well. Who is now going to be the offensive rookie there?
Olave had a nice game, but we'll see if Pickett has some wins in him. I don't know. It's tough to say.
I did start drinking early today, Ryan.
Yeah, I brought whiskey to the office.
I got into the.
All right, we have like 20 minutes. So I haven't even got through the games yet.
Early.
Really struggling today.
No, we're in the late
games. The afternoon.
Yeah, I mean the Brett Rippon experience was a disaster. I'm ready for Russ Wilson anytime now. Broncos are a sad situation.
Oh yeah, Walker's coming along.
The Jets got to win. Like the Giants got to win, and it was hard fought. I'm starting to change my opinion about how I rate that team. I'm not with the Jets. The Jets were awful, and they still somehow won. That offense is absolute trash, and without the big play by Breece Hall, they lose that game. Kenny Walker, that'd be cool. Although it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to distribute all of the credit across all the Seattle players who are deserving.
Who gets
that team is fucking awesome?
I've bitched at you like 3 times, but I'm going to do it now too. Who picks up SGA's minutes in the OKC game? Is it just more Giddey?
Oh yes, Giddey usage is going to probably be like impossible to calculate.
Okay, yeah. Fair enough. All right, yeah, I didn't take in much of that game. Like we said, we probably liked an under. I thought about Denver, ended up just laughing that it was 37. Bet some under anyway, smaller bet, but it's still. And truthfully, there was a spot there at the end where it said, I have a 37 that feels kind of safe, but if Denver scores on either of their last 2 drives and takes it to overtime at 32, like there's a lot of ways for that to get screwy. So blessed to have that one. Houston, Las Vegas, I had that over. That got a slow start, but like I was telling Drew, those teams were just itching to give up some big plays, and big plays they did give up. I want to say Pierce had a nice long one. Jacobs just kind of crushed throughout. There wasn't like a bomb over the top to Adams. I was really hoping to see that. He just kind of did it by attrition. 8 for 95. Carr was decent enough. Didn't have to be all that good. Davis Mills did enough to get him 20 points. The over was there. Texans are a bad team. The Raiders have another win. Long way to come back for the Raiders. I don't think they can do it in the AFC, especially when, I don't know. They won, and the Chargers lost. We can catch up on the Chargers here.
Everybody's live, Andy.
Yeah.
The Raiders are now tied with the Broncos, right?
I think
they each have 2 wins.
Yeah. So they're moving out of the basement at least. And yeah, the Chargers are 4-3 now, having dropped the game to Seattle later on the day, where MVP candidate
Geno Smith.
Raw offensive. It wasn't that long ago when I think it was that Aussie bastard that we talked to sometimes. Used to work at PointsBet. What's his name? Good looking guy. Jay. Yes, yeah, I can't think. Jay tweeted out the offensive and defensive rookie of the years play for the Jets.
Jets. Yeah. Well, he bet.
I know it's clear because he bet them. But to be fair, he wasn't that far off. They were both near the favorite. He just had the team mixed up. It was the Seahawks. If it's going to be Kenny Walker and
Woolen.
So
Woolen is good.
Woolen's very good. Kenny Walker at 168 and 2 touchdowns took a lot of Geno's play today.
A lot of reflections on this game. Let's take a little beat here. The Seahawks were the beneficiaries of some turnovers early, but their team was like, they were going for it. They were trying to get those turnovers. They did it. Like, it was good. When they were up 17-0, I was excited as a backer, but I was a little like, fuck, this kind of unlocks the best of the Chargers, which is when the Chargers' backs are against the wall, that is when they are the most dangerous. When it's 3rd and 4th down and Justin Herbert is asked to do the impossible, he does it. Like, that's kind of the MO there. And so I was like, oh, shit. And they score 2 quick touchdowns. It's 17-14. It's like, oh, God, the Seahawks are going to find a way to lose this game. But their defense stepped up. They were super, super solid in the second half. They only conceded, I think, 7 points in the entire second half there. It was really, really great defense. The Chargers did not make their team total. They finished with 23 points. Seahawks scored 37 here. Geno Smith was excellent. Kenneth Walker III is an absolute monster. I don't really handicap a team based on how good their RB1 is, but goddamn, that guy is good. Yeah. He's got some fresh young legs. And everything kind of broke their way in the NFC today. I think the Seahawks are a playoff team. I think Geno Smith is a top 5 quarterback. What the fuck is happening?
He threw a pick today. Took couple bad sacks, like not just like
yeah, but he also threw some dimes.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's
the Goodwin touchdowns were both really good passes.
I want to see him up against some good defenses, but I'm not sure who has a good defense anymore after Tampa Bay did what they did,
and San Francisco did
what they did. So,
what did the Niners do, Andy? What the fuck was that?
They looked good early. They looked like they were moving the ball. They looked like they were going to be bend but don't break on defense because it's still the Chiefs, and the Chiefs are going to get theirs. But at the end of the day, the Niners are now below 500, sitting behind the Seattle Seahawks.
Andy,
Jimmy G took 5 sacks. I thought we were going to be talking about the Niners pass rush. We instead need to be talking about the Chiefs pass rush. 5 sacks, and it was like but Frank Clark had 1.5, Chris Jones had 2, but then a bunch of other guys got in the mix. Yeah, it was rough from that standpoint. McCaffrey was okay, like he's going to be fine, just okay. Jeff Wilson was okay, and okay doesn't get it done when your defense gives up 44. And Jimmy G leads the league in safeties taken now, I think. Well, I just can't think anyone else has 2. Yeah, I can't think of someone else who has 2.
How did he avoid the scrutiny that Orlovsky got? Because his was equally embarrassing.
No, I will push back on that. Go watch Jimmy G's. And
in the end, it was a net plus 5-point play.
No, Jimmy G had like 1 foot on the back. Orlovsky was practically in the stands. Like he was fully out of the back of the end zone. Like he had both feet out. Like his was much more egregious. And to be fair, Jared Allen was quite the pass rusher back then. But yeah, the Orlovsky one was worse.
Our guy Femi, who crushes it on the regular, absolutely on the nails here. There is a way to defend. There is a way to defend the Chiefs. The Niners elected to try something very different, and they got carved. And they were awful. And the Chiefs' offense shows up on a given day, you're kind of fucked unless you're the Bills. This was one of those days for the Niners. Again, kind of hearkening back to last season and last several seasons, I would have been one of the people that got run over by the train here because like we got kind of indication relatively early that this was going to be all systems go for the Niners and that number was going to move. They closed favorite at Chris. This had to be one of the most aggressively bet sides of the week. I completely sidestepped it, said, you want to bet, have fun playing Niners, have fun playing under. Neither of those worked out as the Chiefs hung 44.
I looked at it for a long time too, Drew. It was the fact that it was it was down to like plus 104. I'm like, God damn it. The whole thing I said on the podcast was like, I'm not going to miss the number. I'm still going to get a good number. And then it caught so much fucking steam that, I ended up just avoiding it. I wanted to hear McCaffrey was not playing. I did not want him trying to be shoehorned into the offense. I don't think that was like a real big part of the problem. Big part of the problem was, just like Femi said, there's been a couple teams that have not followed the rules to how to not get carved up. And the Niners with, just running a soft zone against this, even with the receivers they have now, they're still very good. Or the Cardinals in week 1 where they decided to blitz 700 times. And just like, well, that's like rule number 2. Don't do that, or you're going to give up 40. I don't know what Tampa did. Tampa just got was that how many points they put up on Tampa? I feel like that was a big one too.
41.
That was just
at least 41.
That was just a really good game plan by Mr. Andy.
It was. Oh man, weird one, man. Weird one.
And credit to Dan Orlovsky. That was his first game ever played. That's a tough ask.
Major injuries today of note for you?
J.C. Jackson. That looked like he effed his knee up badly, and that defense gave up a lot today. Breece Hall, if you heard, looked like he hurt his knee.
Anything else you caught? AJ Terrell, hammy.
AJ Terrell, that was
the Atlanta pass defense Up again. What about Mike Williams? Mike Williams done?
I didn't get follow up on that.
Doesn't look good.
He's a Chargers receiver, so
really
they're
doesn't
always
look
hurt.
Good. Chargers kind of fucked. Okay, good. Evan Neal.
Evan Neal.
Who was the guy on the Giants that got his eye poked out? That was the grossest injury of the day. Clearly,
that was like UFC
Bellinger.
Injury. Bellinger, there you go. And Bellinger's been heavily involved.
Have we confirmed that he didn't? He did not lose the eye, right?
Yeah,
he didn't.
It's not like he took a firework to his eye. He's fine.
He got a really fucking stab in the eye though.
DJ Metcalf,
Metcalf got a knee. Oh, he did. Fuck! I should have been watching closer.
Amon-Ra St. Brown didn't last long in a game that he was coming in dinged up already. Yeah, there was quite a few. The Breece Hall one, very big, because that's been a big part of what the Jets have been able to do right.
Shit. Yeah, that sucks.
All right. You want to bet a game or two next week?
The Chiefs did score 41 against the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
They've scored 44 against the Cardinals, 41 against the Bucs, 44 against the Niners. Apparently, the Chiefs go up against an elite defense. They hang 40. Weird.
That's why the Bills decided to take a step back on defense this year.
Yeah, that was
3 steps ahead up there.
Smart. That was smart.
All right.
God, dude. I feel like
we didn't talk much about tomorrow either. I said, I teased it with Miami, but this could be a really gross game tomorrow. As far as
I like that look. I want a little action. Finn's Pats teaser still good?
Finn's Pats teaser. It's 7 and you get like a 7 and a 3.
Oh, that's good. Okay, I'm down.
I'm down to clown.
I'm down to clown.
And then Thursday, Bucs-Ravens. I think Dan was pointing this out before we got on the air.
Oh my God, this flipped favorite.
In preseason too, we'd have been looked at that. We'd have said like, "Oh, look at all these bad games. Oh, finally we get Bucs-Ravens." Right when the Bucs are playing horrible, and the Ravens are not impressive right now. They won today, but again, Lamar. I think Lamar is still a little banged up, and this is a goofy game. I have almost no opinion on this, although, man, the way the Bucs defense looked today against the Ravens, if they're gonna just pound Gus. I always got to take a step back after somebody plays the Browns because everybody's running back looks so much better after they play the Browns.
That's a great call.
So, all right, I'm going to take a step back because I was thinking maybe this over.
Yeah, your running back looks like Kenneth Walker the third.
Yeah, I don't mind the over, but again, it is a short week with 2 pretty experienced coaching staffs putting together the game plans. Although, I don't know. These numbers probably just about right. I'll dig into this a little more. But, yeah, take it with a grain of salt after you play the Browns.
Dude, anything else? A massive, massive, massive flip on the side.
Yeah, the Ravens there's people that probably got 3s.
Yeah, there were people that listened to the spaces that I did this morning. And somebody asked me, hey, what do you think if Thursday Night Football? Ravens, Bucs, Ravens are +3. And I was like, I could see that opening +2.5. I think if you bet anything, grab the 3 with the Ravens now. I did not take my own advice, and it is now Ravens -1.5. So shame the fuck on me. Probably gonna have to skip this game now.
Yeah, Bucs teased up as a look at home in a lower total game. If you like something else on the card, there's a decent chance a Bucs Saints teaser is something I'm interested in, with the Raiders coming to town to the Superdome. But like I said, the Raiders are road favorite suddenly. The Saints don't seem to give a shit who's injured. The offense just keeps going. Wolf of Wall Street, show goes on, Jeff. For some reason, the Saints offense is something that just keeps humming. The defense has been a little dinged up. So that's a problem. God, do I like that over? Did I just talk myself into an over in that one?
You blew by the Broncos Jaguars, which is available on Lovig. Broncos Jaguars, two teams I would like to fire into the fucking sun. Fuck both of these teams in every way, shape, and form.
I think the decision is: do you think the Jaguars defense can see improvements upon what they had the last few weeks?
They were okay today, except they gave up so many yards on the ground to the Daniel Jones. If they bottle Jones, they win that game.
This is probably a game that looks a lot like the game we saw today. And even though it's already at 40, I could see this getting bet down.
Fuck yeah!
The Denver defense is very, very, very elite. And again, it was Zach Wilson.
And the Jaguars offense was useless when the going got tough. Yeah. Oh, so it's 39. 39 and a half. Oh my God. It is going to get bet down. No opinion. Raiders Saints over.
If you want that, I guess bet it now.
Raiders Saints over. I agree with you. 47 is a bet. 47 is stupid. That's going
Yeah,
up.
I was going to say, I just
that's
went over to my spreadsheet. I make it like 49.
Terrible number.
49 and a quarter.
I made that one 51.
Jesus.
So we agree.
All right, that's a bet.
That's an over.
You twisted my arm on something I already liked. I like it. So
Panthers,
I'm in at 47 and a half.
Panthers Falcons. 41 is too low if the Falcons have no cornerbacks.
So PJ Walker.
Fuck these teams. I'm not betting Falcons. I'm not betting Panthers games.
It's not your ideal situation, but
pass.
I think he can beat the Falcons defense. I kind of like the Panthers in this one, but I'm not going to.
Not after a huge.
I know if we wouldn't have got that goddamn result, this would be a lot easier. So passing on that one, the Vikings come off bye to face the rested Cardinals. This is a sneaky spot. They get a little extra.
Bye versus mini bye.
Bye versus the mini bye. The total's 48. This is at US Bank Stadium. Vikings minus 4.5 is a very fair number, and this total, if anything, is maybe a point low, but I think these are good.
Yeah, I can't.
I make everything 49 this week. Apparently, I'm at like 4.5, 49. So
I don't know about 4.5. I mean, fuck, man.
It's hard.
If you probably want to should have been like a 6. And the fact that it's a little low.
The Cardinals offense showing life last week and getting extra time to prep for this. I'm fine with it.
What day is this game? Sunday?
Sunday. It's a noon
October
game.
30th?
Yeah.
And when does Modern Warfare come out?
I don't know, man.
28th.
The new golf one is out, man. So
this is tough. I think this is Cardinals or pass. I don't think that moves off of 4.5. If anything, that goes back up towards 6. Wow. How can a team be 4-2, be doing it in division, be basically running back the same success pattern that they had 1 year ago, and be so unconvincing?
Yeah, I can't bet them. I can't bet the Texans. That's kind of where I'm at in this game.
Shower park game of the week.
The shenanigans we had late game. This is probably a second half over, depending on the situation.
Are the Texans trash?
Not trash. Pierce is a nice running back. I think Nico Collins got hurt. Cooks is present. He plays for the team. They have some okay pieces. It wasn't all bad from them, but like you said, the second half, when the second half turned and they started to make some mistakes and things got away from them, that's the team you expect, even against a 1-4 Raiders team. If you're going to make mistakes like that and let the Raiders kind of run away with it in the game, they were leading at times. They were up 20-17. Yeah, they were up 20-17. They gave up 21 unanswered. That's not good. That's where I don't want to do this. Yeah, and Cook should be on the trade block. Somebody can use Cooks.
Over 40.5 bettable. Oh God, I don't want.
I think it's going to be a second half move for me on that one.
All right, pass.
Nothing pregame.
Okay, I guess you know what?
Follow the surprise bowl.
Follow the Jeffrey Simmons news. If Simmons is trending out for that game, then that's an over spectacular. But God, dude, the fucking Titans quarterback's hurt too, and the Titans don't have a passing game. Everything about that game is puke. Giants Seahawks. Who is actually a contender between these two teams? Do you have an opinion?
I like the Seahawks better. Again, we'll have to see on what's the Metcalf stuff. Like, what is the Metcalf update?
So
that didn't seem good that he took a cart.
No, it didn't. How about this though? Are we sure he didn't take a cart to take a shit though?
That was a lot of people made that comment because they're like, it was a long way.
It might have been.
Well, they did anyway, and then as it turned out, he hurt his knee. So haven't got an update on that.
Here's my question for you about the Giants. The Giants have played in London recently. The Giants played 2 tough games where they needed comebacks in the fourth quarter. One of them was in Duval County. Now they got to go across the country to Seattle. This is the correction. This is it. They are going to get smacked in this game. Seahawks. Every which way. This is the only side I like right now. And I can't believe that this is fucking Groundhog Day. I'm pounding the table for the fucking Seahawks.
So the fact that there's a 2.5 0.5 at low vig right now is, I kind of have to bet this too. Just the way I've adjusted things, and again, adjusting the Giants last week for a win I didn't truly think they deserved. It was hard to keep moving them up. Yes, I've moved the Giants up quite a bit from my preseason, numbers, but I've moved Seattle further. So the DK thing stinks, but yeah, I'm going to take some -2.5. It's cheap. -2.5, -0.5.
That's the play. There's no way this doesn't go off 3. Maybe it goes off 3.
I kind of like this under or this over, excuse me, too.
You like the over? It's probably a good bet, man. 2 teams that can run the fuck out of the ball.
I think there's going to be a live.
Today's NFL.
There's going to be a live spot. So
this is today's NFL. Giants without Evan Neal. Seattle. Oh God, 46.5 is too goddamn low.
Yeah,
that's too low. Am I double dipping for the Seahawks? Second win.
Are we just playing Seahawks over 24.5? Have we already come up with our team total for the week? So I like this over quite a bit. I hate betting 2 things on a game.
That's the premature secret pod play of the week.
Okay.
We'll
Commandos, Colts. The Colts are favored over somebody.
Dan Kelly. I haven't seen Dan Kelly in the chat in a while. What's up, Dan? He likes the live bet over 6.5 assists for Donovan Mitchell. No opinion, but I'll ride that with you. That sounds fun. Sorry, man. Totally distracted by NBA. NBA was good this weekend, but I've taken some L's today. So
you can't win everything. Like, you're gonna lose some games. It's a long season.
I just want the Timberwolves to bounce back. You're a guy. Your boys. Your hat.
They'll be fine. They just need some time to get the new starting 5 needs time to gel. Commanders 4-point dogs heading to Lucas Oil Stadium. Total 41. Heineke again. I can't make this 4. I have this at like 3, a cheap 3. I don't really want to bet the Commanders on the road, but that's where I'd bet right now. I don't think the Colts are all that good. If they lose this,
the Colts are the 28th best team in the NFL. How in the motherfuck are they 4.5-point favorites over anyone?
It's 4.5 where? All right, it's 4. It's 4. All right.
4.5 a penny.
Okay, the 4 is still too much.
4 is too many points.
Yeah,
way too many points.
Like I said, I'm on that cusp of like it should be +2.5, but I make it really.
I don't want to be watching this game and cheering for anyone, let alone the Commies.
Anyway. All right, I'm betting the Commies. I'm gonna have a bunch of bets on Sunday.
Man.
Niners Rams.
The Commies win today was not fluky. It wasn't at all.
The Packers being that poor in the second half also felt not fluky because they've done it like 6 times now.
Yeah, right.
Niners-Rams. Niners, after that ass whooping they took, are a short favorite heading to SoFi. Rams off a bye. Not touching that one. Totals
rematch.
Probably about right. There's a decent chance the Niners defense really has a bounce back situation and the Rams score like 6 points. But I don't want to bet
it. This. I hate this week, man.
I already have like 4 bets.
I know, but these games are going to be awful. I don't want to talk about them all week. I don't want to watch these games.
Oh, Niners-Rams has a lot of intrigue. All right, no bets on that. Let's skip past it then. Get through these last 2 so I can watch the game. Packers, a big dog heading to Buffalo. That checks out. This is maybe a pleaser spot. Do we please this to Buffalo -17 plus 220? Maybe.
Typically, a team that goes into their bye with as big a win as the Bills did come out of their bye a little uneven. Lackadaisical like. So I don't think you can get super aggressive laying points with the Bills at home.
Laying double digits with anybody is kind of sketch right now, especially if that's Tampa. But this number is huge for a reason. They are coming off a bye, playing a team who's been very uneven in the second half. I hope this is a close game so I can bet the Bills at essentially like a full game 6 or 7 in the second half, or Bills team total over in the second half. Just Green Bay not to score in the second half. Rodgers hand issue may be bigger.
It did look like an issue today. He looked fucking awful. And just in general, like the offense was just off. Was just like, I'm trying to remember moments in the game that didn't involve Aaron Jones as a receiver. But I was like,
he had like 12 targets, dude. He's
the only guy. They were throwing some bombs to Sammy Watkins, who had zero hope of creating separation. Zero. None. Dobbs, not. Amani Rodgers was prominently featured in the passing game after muffing a punt. Like, this team is just extremely untalented outside of Aaron Jones. It's crazy. I don't know. I guess I'm talking myself into Bills ultimately on some sort of team total. 47? 47 is low, right? For a Bills game? 47?
The way it doesn't go over is like Green Bay legit just doesn't score, and it's like 40-0.
Like the Packers game, 38-3.
Yeah, like I'm scared of that.
38-3. Yeah, you're not crazy.
Cincinnati,
dude,
Cleveland.
The over today between Commanders and Packers, the idea was literally the Commies are going to get into the 20s and Aaron Rodgers will answer. And he needed 3 penalties via first down to get that touchdown at the end, which was ultimately what you needed to get that over. That was rough.
Matthew in the chat likes the under 48 in the Buffalo game. I do worry that even though it's not the defense of old, like Green Bay's offense against any defense right now is seem to run into some problems.
Man. Okay. What's Monday Night Football? Is that
Cincinnati, Cleveland? That's a fun one. We do need we have some Cincinnati to win the division tickets that are getting better with teams that they can beat. So despite
they're
the
aging
names,
like a nice Bordeaux.
Yeah, the names, the big names on this pass rush front for the Browns are big. Especially the one guy whose name is, JOK. That's just big by letters, but they're not really getting home. I don't know. How much did you watch I think you watched a lot of that Ravens game. What did you think of the pass rush from the Browns? Pass rush has kind of not been great. If they can't get pressure, we just seen like if Burrow's not pressured, he's just going to dice people up.
It's very, very tough to make a distinction on any pass rush the week they played
from
Lamar.
Game to game, yeah.
Especially the week they played Lamar. Lamar was dropping back super deep letting things develop for fucking ever. Largely, I think, because his receiving weapons were gaining no separation against a really bad secondary. I don't think any of that like puzzle is part of the picture this week against the Browns. I mean, against the Bengals. Like the Bengals receivers are going to get separation. Burrow may not have to wait as long. He's definitely not going to be dropping back, 25 steps. I mean, I think just sit on Bengals futures and enjoy the game.
Yeah, the numbers right.
Probably goes to 3.5. There were no injuries that I would have expect to influence this. Although Chase was a little gimpy.
Chase being gimpy, and
he's going to miss practice all week. So maybe this does. Maybe you get a cheaper 3 if you wait.
Yeah, it's like one of those wide receiver practice things where they just don't practice all week. They don't want to, and they're slightly hurt, so they can get out of practice, and then they come out and go 6 for 120.
Like Chase did this week.
Yeah.
All right. Good Sunday, Eddie.
Yeah.
I think overall, anything happened today that really influenced you futures portfolio wise, one way or the other?
Oh, no, like you said, I'm pissed that Tampa can't beat bad teams. Like part of the handicap was, hey, Tampa has Carolina and Pittsburgh coming up. They should win those games. So
the big
shame on me, I guess. Cincinnati is
dude,
maybe a lively team here in the AFC. Like, we said if it comes down to it and the pass rush really gets home, they turn into a pumpkin sometimes. But if they can sort that out, they're lively to get weird in the playoffs again.
You know who they match up well against? Kansas City. And Baltimore, for that matter.
Oh, Kansas City's pass rush.
They lost to Baltimore once this year, but
yeah.
We know they match up well against Kansas City because they beat them twice last year, dude.
Yeah.
No, I agree with your general takeaways. We joked in the offseason that 0-4 for the Buccaneers was very much on the table. It's on the table, right? But then they got 3 games that they could bounce back against just absolute bottom feeders, right?
We skipped New England, New Jersey.
No line for that
yet. The Lions aren't up on that one. What was look ahead there? Bigger than it should have been. That one has so many questions too. Is like, I know they're going with Mac. Like, if Mac just comes in and looks like garbage off the layoff, I don't know what to do with that game because he's probably pretty important to hanging with.
Look ahead was Pats -1.
It's a pick right now.
We'll see. No, the crazy thing was we joked about Buccaneers being 3-4 after going 0-4 and then taking care of business, and they've gotten here.
They got there the wrong way.
They got here the hard way.
So
yeah.
All right, catch you guys at halftime, huh?
See you then. I don't feel as bad about your T-Wolf losing to the Jazz because apparently the Jazz are the best team in the NBA.
Yeah,
you see them throttling the Pelicans.
Yeah, that's a weird deal. I mean, they